More than 40 months into the brutal war in Ukraine, Moscow finds itself in yet another geopolitical quagmire, this time, not in Europe, but in the volatile Caucasus region. A series of bold statements from Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev has reignited tensions between Russia and one of its former Soviet neighbors, prompting pro-Kremlin military bloggers to sound the alarm. Azerbaijan is next. While the world watches the Russian invasion of Ukraine, a subtler but equally consequential confrontation may be brewing in the South Caucasus. Could this be the next flashpoint in Russia's struggle to maintain influence over its post-Soviet sphere? The answer might lie in a chain of escalating events, nationalistic posturing, and a diplomatic crisis that has been years in the making. From ally to adversary, the long decline of Russia-Azerbaijan relations. Azerbaijan, once part of the Soviet Union, gained independence in 1991. For several years after the breakup, relations between Baku and Moscow remained largely cooperative. Azerbaijan even joined the Russia-led Collective Security Treaty Organization (CSTO) in 1993, signaling alignment with Moscow's regional security agenda. But this union was short-lived. Azerbaijan exited the CSTO in 1999, seeking a more neutral or independent foreign policy. Tensions began to simmer in the 2000s. In 2009, reports surfaced that Russia had supplied $800 million worth of arms to Armenia, Azerbaijan's arch-rival in the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. This move was seen by Baku as a blatant betrayal. Still, the two countries managed to maintain formal diplomatic ties. That changed in 2020, when Azerbaijan launched a successful military campaign to retake large swaths of Nagorno-Karabakh from Armenian control. Russia, preoccupied with maintaining its peacekeeping force and its own regional interests, deployed nearly 2,000 peacekeepers to the region under a ceasefire agreement. However, Azerbaijan's 2023 blitzkrieg operation to reclaim full control of Nagorno-Karabakh, despite the presence of Russian peacekeepers, seriously tested Moscow's tolerance. The turning point: a plane crash, a raid, and a political explosion. Fast forward to December 2024. An Azerbaijan Airlines plane was shot down near Kazakhstan, allegedly by a Russian air defense system. The crash killed 38 people. Azerbaijan immediately demanded accountability. Russian President Vladimir Putin offered a carefully worded apology, expressing sorrow for the tragic incident, but refused to take direct responsibility. Baku was not satisfied. Preparations began for legal proceedings in international courts. The incident sparked outrage in Azerbaijan and was widely interpreted as a turning point in bilateral relations. June 2025 saw another escalation. Russian special forces raided a community of ethnic Azerbaijanis in Yekaterinburg, accusing them of being involved in old criminal cases from the early 2000s. Two brothers, Ziadin and Hassan Safarov, were killed during the operation. Dozens of Azerbaijanis were detained. The Azerbaijani government called the operation a case of extrajudicial killings and state-sponsored harassment. In retaliation, Azerbaijani law enforcement raided Russia's Sputnik news agency office in Baku, detaining 8 Russian media personnel on charges of espionage and cybercrime. The diplomatic tit-for-tat reached a new low. Aliyev's provocation, "Never accept occupation," while tensions were already high. President Ilham Aliyev's recent comments at the Global Media Forum on July 20, 2025, added fuel to the fire. When asked what advice he had for Ukraine as the leader of a victorious nation, Aliyev responded, "Never give up. Never accept the violation of territorial integrity." In another stinging remark, Aliyev confirmed that Azerbaijan was preparing documentation to sue Russia over the 2024 plane incident. Russian pro-war Telegram channels exploded in fury. Military bloggers with massive followings accused Azerbaijan of betrayal and Russophobia. Many of them claimed that Baku was following Ukraine's path toward NATO alignment and warned that a military confrontation was inevitable. One blogger wrote, "Baku is rapidly turning into a NATO branch on Russia's border." Another claimed that the Caspian Sea could become the next theater of war. Prominent military commentator Yuri Podolyaka declared, "Azerbaijan is not just an unfriendly country today, it's a geopolitical enemy." Azerbaijan's westward pivot and the Turkey factor Azerbaijan's foreign policy shift toward Western partners and Turkey is now seen by Moscow as a strategic threat. Baku is an active member of the Organization of Turkic States (OTS), and its relationship with Ankara has deepened significantly over the last decade. In 2021, Azerbaijan and Turkey signed the Shusha Declaration, elevating their bilateral ties to that of a full strategic alliance. Turkish drones played a key role in Azerbaijan's 2020 and 2023 victories over Armenia, showcasing the growing military and technological synergy between the two countries. Moreover, Azerbaijan's trilateral cooperation with Turkey and Pakistan, often referred to as the Muslim Triangle, has further raised concerns in Moscow. This emerging bloc is increasingly being seen as a counterweight to Russia's historical dominance in Central Asia and the Caucasus. Rising influence of Russian war bloggers. It's essential to understand that war bloggers in Russia are not fringe voices. These pro-Kremlin influencers command millions of followers on Telegram and often shape public sentiment far more effectively than state-run media. Their narratives, fueled by nationalism and a zero-tolerance attitude toward perceived betrayal, have often been echoed in state policy. Their warnings that Azerbaijan is becoming the next Ukraine are not just rhetoric. They reflect a mood shift in Russian nationalist circles that could influence Kremlin decisions in the near future. Geopolitical consequences. Another war on the horizon? The big question now is whether Russia is seriously considering military action against Azerbaijan. On the surface, a second war while still embroiled in Ukraine seems unthinkable. But the Kremlin's past behavior shows it is not averse to opening new fronts when it perceives a threat to its regional dominance. Some analysts believe Moscow could respond asymmetrically by reactivating tensions in Nagorno-Karabakh, increasing military support for Armenia, or even pushing for political destabilization within Azerbaijan's borders. Others warn that any conflict with Azerbaijan could bring Turkey directly into the equation, potentially leading to a regional war in the South Caucasus that could spiral out of control. Legal battles and international image. Meanwhile, Azerbaijan is pursuing legal avenues to hold Russia accountable for the 2024 plane crash. If successful, this could deal a major blow to Moscow's already battered international image. For Russia, being dragged into another international court case could further isolate it diplomatically and reinforce the global perception of Moscow as an aggressor state. Azerbaijan, on the other hand, is keen to position itself as a modern, assertive, and independent nation that stands up for its rights even against a powerful neighbor like Russia. Whether that narrative holds in the face of real conflict remains to be seen. The Russia-Azerbaijan relationship is now at a breaking point. What was once a pragmatic partnership has degenerated into open hostility, cyber raids, diplomatic arrests, and thinly veiled threats of war. President Ilham Aliyev's defiant tone may resonate with nationalist sentiments at home and in Ukraine, but it has triggered alarm bells in Moscow. As Russia's war bloggers continue to call for retaliation, the danger of a second military front opening up is no longer a remote possibility, it is a looming threat. If Moscow does decide to act, whether through covert destabilization, diplomatic pressure, or direct military action, the consequences could reverberate across the entire Caucasus region and beyond. One thing is certain, the post-Soviet space is becoming increasingly unstable, and Azerbaijan is now at the heart of this new strategic crisis.